Say hello to the UI UX course from Manipal ProLearn and Spread. This is a 12-week intensive hands-on learning program in user experience, user interface and interaction design. The course has been designed by practicing UX professionals, experts and design leaders so that you can have a strong foundation in UX and UI. Meet your instructors in the course. Sonia Manchanda, a design strategist and expert. Arjun Chetna, an entrepreneur and designer. Ahmed Beg, a designer. Sandeep Ravula, Head of Business Development and Partnerships at Hug Innovations. And myself, Manya, a business graduate now creating learning experiences at Spread. We at Spread work on massive transformational projects. Everything from brands, services, systems and experiences that are both physical and digital. We also create learning programs that have trained CEOs of large companies. With this course, we want to equip you with the right skills and tools so that you can start off as a UX professional right away. What is all the buzz around UX about? Did you know that UX is one of the fastest growing career fields? And at a starting level, UX designers are paid much more than a software developer. Also, the importance of UX is being recognized globally. Good design can be a differentiator and bad UX can be a deal breaker. More and more companies are realizing that customer experience can be a key differentiator and set them apart from their competitors. And lastly, technology without good design can be overwhelming, confusing and difficult to use. This is exactly where UX comes in and where you will be in demand as a practicing UX or UI professional. So you may ask, what kind of people should take this course? Anyone looking to start a career in UX or human-computer interaction, which is HCI, can take this. There are no prerequisites as such. So you may also wonder about the benefits and the career path if you decide to become a UX professional. You should know that companies of all sizes, whether it's a startup or an MNC, everyone across the board is realizing how important UX is in driving customer loyalty, brand value, and sales and profits. So when you look at roles within UX, you have many options, starting from UX researchers, interaction designers, UI designers, front-end or back-end developers and information architects. And the roles actually are expanding and being created as you see this. In terms of career growth, you could either decide to specialize in the design or technical route, which means you would become a senior designer or principal designer, or you could go the managerial route if you like working with people and getting things done. You could consider being a UX director, lead, or even vice principal. This is how your trajectory would go. Learning design is quite different from learning any other subject. So in this course, you learn by doing, by practical hands-on application of the concepts that you're learning through 10 carefully crafted modules. By the end of the course, you would have created a prototype of an application that you will design from scratch. You learn how to go from idea to prototype. Let me walk you through how the course works. First, you start with a challenge. You figure out what kind of application you're going to build. Then you get into user research. You'll want to ask who your user is, why, where and when they're going to use your app. And validate certain assumptions that you're going to make and learn to find insights about your user. Then you get into planning and assessment. You figure out what kind of features you want to include on your app based on the competitor research and benchmarks you create. Then you go on to visual design, where you learn the basic principles of good design, learn to create your own mood board for your application, and also learn how to create a consistent visual style by studying Airbnb. In identity design, you learn the basics of branding and also learn how to create your own logo for your application. Once the visual design is set, you go on to information architecture, which is where you create task flows, concept maps, wireframes, and even a paper prototype, all with practical demos to guide you. Once the information, logic, and structure is set, you start to think about the interactions in your application, how one screen links to another, and how the transitions are. You'd also map out an onboarding experience for new users of your application and test it. Then comes the stage of high fidelity prototyping, which means you'll use online tools like InVision, Marvel, etc. to create click-through prototypes, which are as close to the real functioning app as possible, and you'll put these in front of users to test and get feedback. And finally, in the last module, get ready to kickstart your UX portfolio and get resume and career tips from practicing UX professionals in the field. Let's look at how you learn in this course. Each module has short videos which have tutorials, demos and case studies on brands like Airbnb, Uber and many more. Each module also has quizzes which you can use to quickly recap what you learned. You also have a practical hands-on exercise in each module which helps you put what you've learned to test. You'll create personas, mood boards, task flows, and much more. You will get expert feedback and feedback from mentors and your peers as you go along the course. And finally, the capstone project, which allows you to put all of your knowledge together and create a prototype. From the idea stage, taking it all the way through to a prototype which you can test with your users. This is the real test of your knowledge in this course. As a quick recap, this is what you'll walk away with by the end of the course. You'll learn how to decode good UX and good design, point out what works and what doesn't by creating usability audits. You'll learn effective user research techniques and understand how to truly get customer insights. Learn usability testing methods, which is how to test your designs with users and get feedback. Learn the basics of interaction and visual design, which will be useful no matter what path you take going forward. You'll also learn how to create beautiful, relevant and intuitive products by putting all of this knowledge together. Finally, you'll kickstart your UX portfolio, meet people in the UX field, leaders, experts, and get job ready. Start off your UX journey today by registering on manipalprolearn.com.